Hey guys, a lot of people ask me to actually do an installation, just a full out installation, and I think we've covered all the bases, so now you should be able to understand how. I think you'll follow this, okay? So any website you get, including this custom T2H template for $995, all right, is going to install basically the same way as a free emoji add-on, but with software installer, it's totally automated. So when you buy this at the $995 level, it gives you access to software installers so that you can install it automatically as often as you want. So say you installed it 100 times, like 100 subdomains on a single website, or if you took your cPanel and you bought a bunch of extra domain names, like $10 each for 100 domain names would be $1,000, right? Now you spent $1,000 for the template plus another $1,000 for domain names is $2,000. Granted, that's a lot, but $2,000 divided by 100 websites is just $20 a website all in, okay? So what's that mean? That means you have 100 websites to sell anyone for any price you wish or to rent them out, okay? So how do we do that work and how fast can we do it? I'm actually going to do the whole thing in this video. So let me just start by pointing out, once you log into gettrialleads.com, you can hit the button for custom T2H template. That'll take you here. Okay, and you can pay to convert any website you want, any industry, any website. Just let us know what it is, okay? Or type choose for me if you really don't know. Most of the time you would go to a place like themeforce.com or look up templates in your industry and just browse until you find something you love, right? You're trying to find something that's out there. Most templates are pretty cheap by themselves, but either they operate on WordPress, so they're horrible, or they don't have an MM panel at all, okay? Either way, we're going to convert it to the right style for you. And let me give you an example of the kind of thing that you would be getting again. $995 means top quality website. It's going to be awesome on mobile. It's going to be awesome on your desktop. It'll be great no matter how you slice it. All right? So that's the idea, is that you're getting a website you love. Okay? Beauty and the Beast style websites. So all these different things that make these websites cool just the way they are, right? That's what we want. Okay, and so we've just got lots and lots and lots of choices, right, which you can get, and these are gorgeous, and you can figure out what you want, all right? And any of this, imagine how easy it is to sell to the marketplace or rent out to the marketplace once you have something they could use. Because again, go look up any plumber and go to page 4. Part of the reason he's on page 4, his website is garbage, okay? That's a reality check. And if you're doing this for yourself, think about the value you get, especially if you want to make yourself into a super affiliate with some program and you're setting up and you're putting in all the founders, or you're having us do it because you're having us do the project for you. So we're going to set up the websites to make you a super affiliate for the MLM program you might be interested in, or whatever it is out there that you might be interested in. Totally up to you. Okay? Now, these are awesome websites, and that's what I mean, is all of these work with T2H. Now that we have this set up the way it is, so it's Beauty and the Beast power, okay? Anything you want. And I love, for instance, this woodworking website. Even little things like this really just feel great, okay? And this works for any industry if you stop and think about it. So let your mind reel. Don't think, well, that's a WordShop template. No, it's a template. It can be used for any industry, okay? All templates can be used for any industry, so get the one that appeals to you the most. Project the image of your industry into the template you're looking at, okay? And consider how much it matters in your world, okay? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to make that thing fit your world your way, okay? I like this one. I like the way the effects go on these banner sliders, right? This is just unbelievably cool, and yet we can do it, okay? See that? Absolutely awesome and works for any industry. Okay, having said that, let's take one that we've been working on. This is one that we've been working on. It's not finished yet, but it's coming, okay? And when we get it done, we're going to run it out. But what I'm going to do right now is just show you how all that works, okay? As though it was finished, because why not? Let's just show you how that works, okay? And yeah, you go, there's content, we're getting it all into place. It's going to be done real soon, okay? And so variables allow us to make this work for any city, any location we want. So let's just start at the very beginning, where you would normally start. Let's buy a domain name. So I looked up a domain name, found the thing was available, and I can buy it before somebody else. So I'm going to actually go through that motion right now. I'm going to continue to the cart, and I'm going to go through the motion of exactly buying it. Okay, I'm going to skip all the other stuff it wants to sell me because it's always going to try to sell me everything, right? I'm going to no thanks, no thanks, no thanks, and click, continue to the cart. And then I'm going to realize that's the cost now, right? For 1 year, okay? Buyer profile, I have one, and it's main. And that means that it's using the name servers I told it to, okay? And it's set for 1 year renewal. If you don't have that done, that's okay. Just set it for 1 year renewal. So, unless you want more. And then that way you can complete the purchase. And then we can go in there and change the name servers, right? It's so simple. So let me just go ahead and go through the motions to buy it, and then we'll take a look at the next step. I'm actually going to install 100 websites in this video. You guys are going to see it happen. Okay, so that was simple. I just bought it. I mean, literally just bought it. So if I want to manage it, I can manage my domains, and I can sort by expiration date to get the most recent one up at the top of the list. Whatever it is, expires, right? Got these things going back however long. Expires and flip it over. And that's going to be, localhvacexperts.com. Now, for all of you who don't know how to set name servers forward, here's how you would do it in GoDaddy. All the registrars are similar. Check the box for one or more domains that you have that you want to set the name servers for. You can do a bunch at once. It doesn't matter. Okay? Well, I'm just going to do it for this one right now. Now I'm going to hover over the button. I'm not going to click it. I'm going to hover over it, and I can set the name servers. Okay? And then when I do, I just make sure it's going to be these. NS1 dot, that's name server number 1, and name server number 2, NS2 dot. So not www dot, but name server 1 dot, name server 2 dot. All name servers work that way no matter what website you point them at. It's always going to be NS1 dot something and NS2 dot something. And in our case, the server is t2ha.com, just happens to be. Okay, so how would I do this? It would be set to standard. I'm going to go custom, edit the name servers, okay? And I'm just going to literally type it, right? And then I'm just literally going to type it, ns1.t2ha.com, right? And copy it maybe, paste it here, and just change that to a number 2, okay? And literally it's like that. Then I'll hit OK. But I don't need to because it was already set, so I'm not going to force it to change right in the middle. Now that the domain is bought and pointing to the right server, what is the next thing we're going to have to do? We're going to have to go onto the server, okay, and create that cPanel, right? That's our job. When you're buying a cPanel from us, we create that for you. So I'm just going to do it right now, okay? I'm going to create a new account. And I'm going to show you how this is done. For all you guys who ever wondered what this is like on a server, or you have a server but you just never really did it before, okay, watch this. I'm going to create that website. That's the domain. I just bought it. Username. I'm going to invent that. Maybe LCLHV, let me see, E4, okay? So I gave it something kind of randomized. I can sort of follow along with it, but I just want it sort of randomized. By the way, I'm going to write these down, okay? Because we are going to want to be able to get into the cPanel. So I'm going to want to get here, okay? That way I can do things to the website. Especially I want to put this stuff in software installer. So I'm going to put that down as the username. Then I'm going to come up with a password for it. So let me just do something here. H84RF, 3T, 9. Okay, how's that? Let's see. Copy. It should be good enough. I could get into symbols and stuff. Usually I don't. But that's pretty strong, so I'm not worried about it. Email, that'd be like me, right? Supported themedhtml.com will work. Or I'll do themedhtml@gmail.com, but whatever. I'm going to choose, main for my package. It's something I just set up here on the server for packages, right? If you come down here, there's packages, and you create them. So you just create a package and say, I'll allow unlimited add-on domains, or you put a number on it, like maximum 10 is going to be for that package that somebody buys. If they buy a higher level package, maybe they get more. But we just say unlimited domains, unlimited storage, unlimited subdomains, It's totally up to you. We don't have any real limits. It's just that normally when you're using our server, it's because you're using our software and it's all SQL compressed now, right? So that's cool. Anyway, I'm going to come down. Everything else is pretty much the same. I'm not going to change anything else. I'm just going to hit create. So do you realize that that wasn't hard? Okay, that was really it. So guess what? This is live right now. I can get in there and install a website. Isn't that neat? So I could also put it in my software installer. Now, the only thing I have to do is make sure that this thing is resolving, okay? Because it could take a little while to resolve. See, I just created it. I can try it, paste, and go. And it's either ready or it isn't, okay? Should say basically, hey, there's nothing here, right? But it should connect. And if it doesn't connect yet, no problem. It will. It's just a matter of DNS resolution. So it'll take some number of minutes to get that far. Oh, perfect. See, it already did. It's showing an empty website. That's exactly what I thought it would do. So let's go ahead and do some things in there, right? So watch this. First thing I'm going to do is go and set up a couple of simple things, okay? So I would just log into it, right? And then you would log in with those bits of data, right? As you can imagine, I'm going to change this stuff later. Okay, you know, I can go ahead and save it, but I'm going to change it later anyway. All right, fine. So now that I'm in there, there are a couple of things I know I need to do. Remember, all the stuff you would do for the Moji add-on tool, what would you do? You create a wildcard subdomain pointed at just simply, you know, public HTML, right? Why is it giving? Oh, I know what's giving me that. I need to go in through the server to do it. You guys don't have privileges on the outside. We have privileges on the inside. But once we set it up, it's up and done. Okay. So here we go. Local HVAC experts. All right. Let me just do it in here. Okay. Because I can. All right. Here we go. Boom. Yeah. So obviously when we set this up for you, right, then it'll be done your way. Oh, I might have to create that. I got to see. Directory path. Oh, the path itself. You may be able to do this. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I think. Let's see. I can edit it. Okay. After I create it. Okay, let's go back and see what it did. Okay, did this bit with wildcard? I'm going to edit it just to get rid of that. Boom. You can leave the slash in or not. Doesn't really matter. Okay. I guess I prefer the slash. Okay. There you go. So now you've got the wildcard pointing right at the root, which is what you want to do. Okay. We're done with that step. Only other thing we really want to do, let's encrypt. Okay. So let's encrypt. And you go in here, or you ask us, because this is included with your purchase. So don't worry. You get this. And once this is done, this only needs to be done once per website, no matter what you install to the website after that. So I'm going to issue this. Okay, that's the wildcard I'm issuing. Yeah, I want to include the wildcard. DNS bind issue. Okay, it's really it. Now again, it's going to do a DNS propagation thing, so it may not operate right away. It might tell me that the link is not really secured right away, but it won't take long. All right, so all of that is done. Okay, so now that that's done, I am free as a bird to start doing real work on this website. So let's kind of do some of this, right? So that's done. Okay, I'm going to get into this real quick and just show you how to do that. We'll come back to this, just remind you where you can get this. But let's go to Software Installer. So we're going to create an account for you at softwareinstaller.com. Then you can add your website. Boom, you just created a new one. So you won't see anything in your list. It'll be empty. But let's go ahead and do this, right? I'm just going to create the website. Paste. It's a cPanel account, right? Not a whole server, but a cPanel. Okay. And copy. You know, it won't work as a WHM panel because it's not one, right? Copy. Okay. And by putting this in here, paste, and hitting submit, okay, then it's in here. What was it called again? Local HVAC experts. See it? So I've got it now. That means I can install websites to it. So guess what I need to do? I need to get my website where I can install it. Okay. Well, it's here. Now, obviously, when you buy it and we create it, we send it to you, you're going to get it. In its most raw form, it will look like this, a zip file. Okay. And it will basically have two things in it, the files, right? And the SQL database. Well, that should strike you as familiar, right? By the way, the cPanel text right here, that's where I'm going to copy in my stuff so I know what's going on. Okay, there we go, right? So you could just, keep your notes of your stuff, right? Make a list, right? I obviously have other lists where I keep lots of stacks of cPanels, but I'm just showing you a simple way to do it with just one. Obviously, this is the files and this is the SQL database. Together, they comprise the website, okay? So that way you can install it. Now, how are we going to get that into Software Installer? Because that's what we want to do, right? Well, let me drag this to my other window for a minute so that I can just open this up so we can see it, okay? Here is something called the file repository. See that? That's where we keep files in your system, in each of our systems. So you're going to be logged in as you, that'll be you, okay? And then we're going to upload files. But before we upload, let's create a folder because, hey, you might just want to buy more than one thing over the course of time. You might want to get one of these, but you might want to get eventually 10 of these, and you might want to get 1 or 2 or 3 of these. You might want to get 1 or 2 or 3 of those. You might want to get the Easy Page Generator. You probably already got the free Emoji add-on. You can put all these things in your software installer. I actually installed 100 instances of the Emoji add-on onto emoji-samples.com just to show you, okay? So that I could give my guys practice for demos so that when they set up demos, they can set them up in all these different instances. So take a look. They've all got subdomains. It's like 35 dot, okay? And that's the Emoji add-on. Now, nobody uploaded any files to this particular demo here yet, but it's at the ready. Somebody can upload a different index.php file to make it for a project, after they upload, some Excel files or before. They can just do those two things to make it a whole demo for somebody, right? Now, I installed 100 of them, right? Literally from number 1 through number 100. And I did it while I was taking a shower. I just let Software Installer do all of the work for me. Now, you're going to be in the exact same boat no matter what templates you get. So let's go see how that works, okay? I'm going to create a folder here in my repository. That's where you keep all these things for instant installations. I'm going to create one. What are we going to call it? How about like BB-HVAC? 1, if you wanted to get more than one, like if you got the whole Beast package for 10, then whatever your industry is, it's like, Beauty and Beast, HVAC, or whatever your industry is, plumbing, roofing, electricians, anything. 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, whatever it is, right? Okay, I'm just doing it so I know what it is. I'm going to create it. Okay, it got added. Okay, so now in my directory list, I'm going to go there. See that? Now that I go there, see that? That's where we're at. That's the current directory. That's where we are. If I want to go up, I can come out of the directory. Okay, then I could go into a different directory. Okay. But I'm going to go back in here because that's where I'm going to put the files, right? In the current directory, I'm going to upload files into that directory, okay? If you happen to upload files outside of the directory, whoops, it's not going to matter at all. So what? They're going to be here. We can delete them and then go into the folder and put them up again. It doesn't really matter. Or you can just leave them outside the directory. It won't hurt you any. I'm just doing this for organization. So I'm going to choose, let's say this one. Okay, upload it. It's there now. And that's cool because I can copy the URL for Excel. I can delete this whole thing. I can download it if it was given to me and I wanted to download it for my, to my computer. And I could even rename it if I found more of a use in renaming it something else. I can change the name, like that, just like that. Okay, there, it's renamed. Except I'm already calling it HVAC1 here. I don't want to confuse myself, so I'm just going to rename it back. Anyway, okay, these things are cool. Very simple. Now, I got to upload the other part, right? I got to have both parts, okay? This is a little bigger, obviously, so it'll take a little bit more time to upload, maybe 15 seconds, something like that. And so I'm going to pause, take a sip of water. All right, there you go. And yeah, I mean, it's 31 meg, a little bit more. So that was it. Didn't take long, just some seconds. All right, so here we go. Now that I have this up, I can install it to my website. So let's go see how that looks, because right now that's going to look pretty bizarre, right? If you're thinking, really, are we there? Watch, local-HVAC, what do we call it? Experts? Okay. So far, we're just sitting here empty like this, right? So let's install something, okay? Yeah, we were here, but we did some more work on it since, right? And so all this stuff is done, but I can get out of here now. I don't even need to be logged in or anything. I just want my page up, right? Okay. Oh, by the way, when we did the security bit, right? This is what we're after, HTTPS // right? Because that's what Google really wants to see is this. Okay. There you go. Let's come back to Software Installer and do the installation. How's that? Installation options. We're going to do an individual installation right now because basically we want to just put it on the root. In other words, we want to make the website itself live. This part right here. Okay, we can do subdomains after that, but we want the main website to be live too, right? Wouldn't you? You know, I don't on moji-samples.com because we're not using it for promoting anything. We're only using it to do projects and set them up. But if you're doing this for your own business, of course, you would probably want a copy on your main domain like that. And then if you're going to put more on your subdomains, you can choose to. So here we go. We went to installation options, individual installation, and let's go. First, we're going to choose the right website, the one we care about. It's going to be ABCDFGHIJ, local. And it brought it up, and it says, are we going to the top level domain or an add-on domain? Now, here's where those of you who are thinking ahead would go one step further. If you're selling copies of these to companies around the nation, then you're probably offering to bundle in a domain for them. So how many of you don't know that you can add domains as add-on domains inside your cPanel? How many of you don't know that? Let me show you, okay? Copy. I want to make sure you guys see this because you can buy another domain from GoDaddy just like we did. You can set the name servers forward just like we did. Oh, okay, let me get this right. And then you can plug it into your cPanel as an alternative domain. It'll have its very own folder right here, add-on domains. When you go there, create an add-on domain. That would be something like what? best-hvac-in-town.com. Who knows, you know? Another one might be something like a Chicago-HVAC-expert. Why? Because somebody in Chicago bought the copy of your website. Now, when you click out of here somewhere, it assumes the subdomain, probably you want it to be the same, and it's going to make a subdomain. But it's also going to make a folder called like Chicago-HVAC-expert.com. I personally like to take the .com part out. I don't like dots in my folder names, okay? It just bothers me. When I'm trying to run with my software, I don't want it to trip over dots that don't belong there, like in folder names. So I always take it out. It should work fine if you leave it in. I'm just telling you I take it out. And for another reason, I like my subdomain name to exactly match my folder name, okay? It's just the way I am. Now, we don't need to create an FTP account, but you can add the domain, ChicagoHVACexpert.com. I'm just going to add it. Does that mean it's going to work? No. Why? Because there is no Chicago-HVAC-expert.com, right? That's what it's saying. It can't find it, so it can't add it. So first you would buy it at GoDaddy, then you would add it, right? But as soon as you add it, it is real, and there will really be a folder in the file manager in public HTML called Chicago-HVAC-expert, and it really did create that folder. This is where the website would normally go, in that folder, okay? So then you would have a choice here. When you come here, you can choose either localhvacexperts.com or Chicago- whatever it was, HVAC-expert or whatever it was, right? You really could do it. And then you could decide whether you're going to put a subdomain on it or not. So whether it goes on the top level domain or an add-on domain, you could still use subdomains or not. Well, I'm going to take it off. All right, I want to stick with the top level domain, the one I bought there, and no subdomain. I'm going to randomize this and randomize that just to be on the safe side. Now, leave that alone, doesn't matter. Switch to repository, because you're going to the repository. Now I got to find a zip file and a SQL file. Well, let's do it. So we're going to go where to? Our bb-hvac1 zip file and bb-hvac1 SQL file. Okay. What's the password going to be for my panel? Well, something I'm going to want to keep in mind, right? So I'm going to want this, Control C, and I want that to be administrator. And that means the username will be admin. What's the password going to be? Don't make it the same as your cPanel password. I wouldn't do that. But, use something that you can remember, or you could do something like this, maybe take some random characters off the back, stick them on the front, and then maybe just change a number, whatever you like to do. It's just going to be some panel password that you're going to remember. But look, I'm just saving all my stuff, right? Okay. So, boom. Security key. I'm just going to put this because I can change it later. But you know what you ought to put? Probably the same thing as this anyway. That's what I would do for security. That. Okay. Then, and also just to make it easier to remember. Now, email address. That's just simply like for you again, so if you forgot your password, you can log back in. You can recover your password with it. Leave everything else alone. Really, how long did it take to fill this out? Select that. That brought that up. Delete demo, hit, go to repository file, hit that, select, decide what you want for your password. Then copy it for your security key, put in your email address. Takes 1 minute. 1 minute. And I'm just going to hit submit. And it's like, you did not add a subdomain, so you're going to install directly to the root. You may overwrite files if you do this. Proceed anyway? And the answer is yes. I happen to know there are no files in the root. So I'm fine with that. Now, I'm just going to wait. It is 6:49 p.m. I'm going to pause. Get some more water. Let's see how long it takes for our website to go live. Oh, that's funny. I barely got my water. It was 3 seconds after I said that and hit pause. Anyway, it said it's live. Now, let's go see if that's true, right? Okay, what was it again? Local HVAC experts, right? Let's go there. Oh, it's installed. Not just is it installed? Yeah, it looks good. Everything about it looks good. Okay. I can do anything I want with it now. I can change everything about it from the admin panel. Let's see how the admin panel looks, right? So let's just go there, right? Let's do it. Okay, we're going to put /administrator on the link. There you go. Let's go log in. Admin. No stray spaces. And I can save this, admin panel. That way I got in my RoboForm, so my RoboForm can always remember it. There's my security key. It's exactly what I thought it would be, the T7H bit. Everything about it's correct, okay? And what can I do? I can make changes. Say I want to change some of the colors. I can go to theme style and typography and figure out colors for the body style. I can change some of those. The text fonts, I can change the fonts. The size of the fonts, I can change those. I can decide what the heading 1 font and stuff should be, whether it's bolded, whether it's italicized, how big the H1s are, and what font they should be. And finally, what color they should be. I can completely decide that separate from H2s, H3s, H4s, and basic paragraphs, regular paragraph font. And everything else about it, all the blues and greens and yellows, anything there, I can decide what I want to do for the coloring for all of them. And I can copy over changes I make to the colors all the way down. I can go through all the sections of the website, okay, because that's how it's laid out. The breadcrumb settings, translator bar for the Google Translator, the header style settings, navigation settings, and the background opacity, right, for the wording that hovers over, in the banners. Everything, text colors, hover colors, everything. Banner style, featured, so look at that. I mean, there's a control for everything on the site. There's no such thing as not having control. Okay? It's all here. All right? And then if I want to go to the pages, I can decide how I want to update any of the pages, anything I want in there, change what the sidebar widgets are on the page, and placements, everything else, what keywords I'm using, anything, right? If I want to go to global variables, I can update my global variables. I can change the city. I can change, well, the anything I want, but let's say city, like changing a company information. You change the city, the website title, the company name, the phone, the SMS number, the email, the control email for logging in, the address, long state, short state, and zip. Boom, 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 and boom. And that's probably it. That's about all you need to change to make this for a guy, someone else who bought it from you or is running it from you. And so you change it to his city. It could be Denver. And then copy it and paste it here for Denver. Just update and update as you go, right? Decide what his, the website title, as you can imagine, what is it? Best HVAC Experts. Local HVAC Experts, .com, right? Company name. Who knows what that is? Bob's HVAC, right? HVAC repair, okay? Whatever it is. Bob's phone number, Bob's SMS, Bob's email address, Bob's control email address. This is the email for getting messages on his contact form. Bob's address, city, state, zip, whatever, right? Then just update. That usually one always hangs. If you're not really sure, just leave and come back, right? Boom, boom. There. It's probably fine. I could have gone like 98765 and update. Okay, there. Now it's fine. All right, so anyway, I think you get the idea. It's really that quick. This is how long it took to sell the copy to a guy and install it for him. Literally. So whatever I sold it for, from the time I bought the domain name until right here, when I'm showing the finished website with his information that we have in here, his information, just wherever it would have said about Bob's HVAC repair, on all of his pages, anywhere it says Bob's HVAC repair, now it's saying it. It's saying Bob's HVAC repair, right? All through the website, Bob's HVAC repair. This is using his email address if we put it there. If we don't have the link working for the credit cards, let's go fix it. We just, for whatever reason, it's missing, but it's easy to fix these things. Whoops. So let's just go fix it, right? Credit cards. It's got to be a credit card link in here. So let's just browse. Okay. Go find us sidebars. Credit cards. There we go. Wow. I'm going to use that one. Boom. Oh, perfect. Done. Okay. So, once it's done, right? And I could even, it doesn't matter. My point is just very simple. That this stuff is this easy, right? There we go. Now it's showing up. All right. And anything else, right? Anything else I want to do, I can just go fix it now. Yeah, like I said, this particular template isn't quite finished. By the time we send it to you, all the pieces will be in place, right? Except that you don't get this template. Somebody bought it. It's just theirs. They get to sell it all day long, but not you. So what's the point? Get your own. And then we can help you. How do you think we even reach out to the market? Robotexting. We just contact HVAC guys. We have 46,000, I think, just to reach out to. We can literally contact them all in an hour and say, if your website sucks, here's a better one. Usual price, $14.95, but this week only $9.95. Get it now. We'll have it done in 2 days. And it'll be live for you and ready for you. And we'll send you your information to log in. And if you don't want to give them this part, you'll need to. You can give them this part. Okay, that's all they really need. And they can log in and make changes all they want. Get it? And even if you want to create a backup, how do you do that? You know how, some of you guys, right? What is the backup inside the system, the easy way? Go to download feed file. That's going to create an Excel file with literally everything in this build the way it is right now. So if I download that, I can rename it to backup. And that way, if the guy makes changes and gets lost and doesn't know what he did, he broke some tokens, I can just import that feed file, drag it here, and import it, right? And rebuild his website for him and let him try again. How's that for awesome? Okay, totally cool. So then the final piece, how hard is it to get from here to installing 100? Like if we wanted to set up a subdomain for the 100 most populous cities in the US. So I'm going to pause, get a sip of some water. Give me a minute. And then I'm gonna come back here and we're just straight gonna do it. We're gonna install 100 of these right now. The beauty of Software Installer is that we can set this up to roll and take off and go enjoy dinner with our family while all that work gets done for us. That's what you're getting. By the way, I want to remind you right now, when you're buying at $9.95, that's what you're buying into. Don't think anything is overpriced here, right? If you install 100 websites for, they're $10 each. If you get domain names, that's another $10 each or whatever it is to buy the domain names, however you want to do that. So you're talking about like $25 most per website. What do you want to sell them for? If you sell them for $50 each, you're doubling your money. How's that for insane? That's if you're buying the domain name instead of them. Who's going to say no if you go, hey, get this website instead of the garbage you have now for $50 one time because we're building up a portfolio. Look, it's awesome on mobile. Okay, mobile would be a little like this. And that's the point. Oh yeah, what do I want to say? I just want to say it works, right? Like all of it works. Okay, whoops. Yeah, kind of weird doing it sort of on a computer, trying to show you mobile. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing is mobile ready. Totally works, right? 85% of the guys who are looking for them are going to be looking on a cell phone. You know how many of their websites are mobile ready? Like half of the 46,000. The other 23,000 of them, their websites are not mobile ready. So, of all the guys looking on a mobile phone, they don't like looking at their websites. They're not mobile ready. Google's not even ranking their website near the top because it's not mobile ready. Okay, I'm going to take a break, then we'll come back and do 100 installations. You have that power, and I'll show you how to use it. All right, I'm back. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some of this now. Right now, let me shut some of these tabs, right? I got a lot more tabs than I need. Yeah, again, the website's up. Okay, we just had to refresh a page. So let me come back out. Okay. Okay, close tabs to the right. I want to say, if you guys say choose for me, that's fine. We know what we're doing. We're going to choose right for you. Trust me, it's going to be awesome. All right, so here's what's going on. Okay, I want to point out how this works. I'm going to install this website to a bunch of subdomains on here, right? I could put them on domain names, but I'd have to go and buy the domain names. I'm not outfitted for that right now. So I'm just going to show you the first thing that you would normally do, and that's what? To put on subdomains, right? So you can act like a franchise for the nation, right? And you can let guys use each of the franchised items. You can rent it or sell it, however you want. And if they do want a certain domain to point to it, they could actually buy the domain name at GoDaddy and have it forward to that subdomain. Just set forwarding on and then type in the subdomain, and the domain name will naturally go to the subdomain. And you can use masking. There's a checkbox, and you check the box. And by masking, you're saying, even though it's forwarding to the subdomain, Do not change the URL. Leave the URL the regular domain name that they put in, that they bought at GoDaddy. So it'll be their domain name. It'll forward to this website, but the domain name won't change. Okay, so that's a really cool and easy way for companies to take a domain name and point it in without anyone having to do any work. Okay, just set forwarding on, type in where it's supposed to point, and turn on masking. Just check the box and hit save. That easy, right? These are changes you make the same way you do that with name server settings. They're just other boxes next to the name server button that allow these things like set forwarding. Okay, so having said that, I want to do this kind of smartly, right? I want to look up like the 100 most populous cities in the US, okay? And then I want to create subdomains for each of those cities. So let's just kind of do that. I'm going to see if I can make this make sense. Let me see, new. Okay, I'm going to create like an Excel file here, right? Cities, okay? And a text file, rename, okay? Cities. And what I want to do first is test out whether I can do, actually, let me just do it to Excel. It'll be the fastest way. All right, watch this. I'm going to look up list of the top 100 populated cities in the USA. Okay, I mean, we can give you this list. It's so simple, right? Largest cities in the US. Okay, so I got this list, man, of the 100 largest cities in the US. I'm just going to go ahead and copy that list. Okay, copy. Okay, notice how I covered everything for all the columns just to try to keep everything in order, right? So now I'm going to right click up here in A1 and I'm going to hit paste as text. Okay, now here's how it gives it to me. So I'm going to highlight that corner, double click on the line, and that way everything stretches out. Now I don't need anything from here, delete, and I don't need the order numbers. I really don't, delete. I just need that, okay? Except I have to consider, do I really want the city and the state to be in the subdomain? Totally up to me. I might say yes, but then I might just lean to simplicity and decide that for the purpose of the website here, I'm just going to go ahead and use the city name, and that's it, right? I can start offering these or selling them or whatever. Now, it's up to you. You can do it any way you want. They're just subdomains. Make them names, okay? Dashboard. I'm going to come back. But, okay, just to kind of like show you how that can be done, watch this. I'm going to highlight that list. That's what I just did, right? Clicked on here and highlighted, copy, okay? That way I can go into my text file, not the cPanel text file. Hold on. Cities text file and paste it, okay? Now let's think about this. This is with comma and space, right? So since those are commas, I can rename this to a CSV.csv and open it. And guess what that means because of the comma? That it's separated the cities from the states. Awesome. So I do have this list for running out Excel files, for mass producing these. But for the subdomains itself, I would make a certain list and just use this maybe, all right? So let me just show you that way. I'm going to delete this, okay? I'm going to stick with this. First thing I might do is convert it all to lowercase, right? Now, there are a lot of tools for that. I happen to have it, and, most of these toolbars have it, like lowercase. Or at least the Moji toolbar and T to HA toolbar both have it, right? This whole thing, where you can do stuff like that. It's real simple. Okay, now, having done that, it's all lowercase, okay? I want to make sure that we don't have any extra spaces in here that shouldn't be in there. So I'm going to say remove extra spaces, okay? And I am also going to replace the spaces in the middle, right? Control H. Replace the space with a dash. Replace all, okay? There you go. Now, that looks great. Oh, I got to get rid of these dots, right? Like St. Paul. Control H. It's always good to double check your work, right? Who wants a period in there? No one. Replace all. Okay. Anything else I need to consider? Like, I don't see anything like an apostrophe or whatever. Okay, fine. So that's going to be the subdomains I want to use. Get it? I'm going to hit save. Close it for now. Close that. Okay, I can save the changes. Okay, that way I kind of know where I'm at, right? So now, here comes the fun part. Let's set this thing up so that we can actually create all that. So we're going to go to Installation Options, Batch Installation, okay? And it's saying paste all your data from your Excel file. Well, we don't have any data in our Excel file yet, but we're going to make it ready right now. We're going to hit Download Sample. WAP. That sample subdomains right there. So I'm going to go get that. Happens to be the latest thing that downloaded to my desktop. I'm going to drag it in here so I can just, keep it with all my other files, right? Rename. Bulk, or whatever you want to call it. Local HVAC experts subs. Okay? Something. All right, so let's open it and see what this thing looks like. It's our sample file, so we're going to modify it. Okay? We're going to modify it in such a way that works. Okay? So first thing we need to know, this acts like the beginning. So what do you think goes here? The website, just the website, the one from our website list. So it's this, Control V. Okay? And this would be the domain on that cPanel or server. In this case, it's thinking of this as a cPanel. It's thinking of it either way. So this would be the top level domain. And this is the one we really want to put it on, which could be the top level domain or an add-on domain. Well, it's going to be the top level domain anyway, right? Because we don't have an add-on domain. So it's going to be the same. Now, like I said, we're going to go creating 100 of these. And since we're starting on row 2 instead of 1, we're going to drag this down to 101. Okay. Whoa. 101. Okay. Because we're going to do this literally 100 times. What's our subdomains going to be? Ah, that's right. We created that list of subdomain names, didn't we? How's that for awesome? You kind of see this coming together? That would be 100, wouldn't it? Control C. Minimize that. Paste. Ooh. This is really coming together. You kind of get the idea that it's not going to really take long to do this. You're just getting used to the feel of it. And after that, it's going to be so fast, it's cakewalk. I mean, this is already the end of what we need to bother with. You recognize all these fields. They're the same fields that you had before in single installation. We're just doing this in bulk. DB user, DB name, and DB pass. This is for the databases, right? Well, there are a lot of little tricks that we could use to come up with names. We can just decide whatever we want, really. Watch this dumb trick. I'm going to go to individual installation. Just hit this to get something random. Now, it's giving me 7 characters on purpose, okay? So I'm going to show you what I mean. Paste, right? 7 characters, because you want 7 for database user and you want 7 for database name. First thing I'm going to do is change one of the letters on here to some other letter. H, okay? So they're not the same. Makes it harder to crack. I could change 2, 3, or 4. I could also make that like, instead of 4S, I could make it like F7 or something like that. Now, something to keep in mind also is this. I do, since I'm putting them on the same website, they need to be different database user and name for each different installation. If they were different websites, I could get away with the same database user, because it would be a unique user on that website and then a unique user on the next website. But I can't. So I am going to actually change the last 2 characters to a 0, 1 in both cases. 0, 1. Why? Because I'm going to drag these down. That's why. Now my pass. Again, kind of the same thing, but a pass gets to be, doesn't need a number on the end necessarily. But I can make it more involved, right? IX7FHM, whatever, okay? Just so it's longer. Now, watch this trick. If I drag it down 1, I highlighted the whole thing and dragged it down 1. You see how it auto numbers? Great. That way they're different users and databases. And heck, even different passes, right? They're going to be really hard to hack because they're all unique. I'm going to drag it all the way down. See that? Aha. Except there's one thing I got to keep in mind. Oh, no, I don't. As long as you're at 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's 8, right? So I am, because it's 100, I'm going to take like one thing off of here. Like the number 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Okay, fine. All right, that's good enough. That's good enough. Cool. 5, 6, 7, 1, yeah. All right, so fine. In the past, of course, the bottom one can be longer than the other ones. What difference does it make? It's a password. That's all it is a password. Now, I am almost done. The user password is for logging into it, right? Again, maybe I want to make it all the same. Maybe I don't. Okay, but whatever it is, like say I did want to make it all the same. I just got to make sure it's a good password, right? Do you remember this idea? Now, cPanel, where? Oh, that's right. Wrong file. I was going to say, I know I had this, set up. Okay, cool. Watch this. Copy. Close. Okay. Paste. Now, if I'm giving access to someone else when they buy it, I will change the password to something for them so that they do not know what this password is for everyone else. Now, it does end in a number, so when I drag it down one, it's going to change the number. I could do that, but if I want to make it the same thing for all of the installations, I need to make 2 of these the same. That way I can highlight together. That way the pattern stays the same. The system knows what's going on. I'm going to drag that all the way down. Okay. Oh, what have I got? Oh, not much left. Security key. Oh, yeah. So security key, I'm going to make it the same, aren't I? So watch this. I just highlighted and brought it across. So email ID. That's just for me. Remove hyperlinks until somebody buys it again, right? Then I can change the email to that guy inside the admin panel. I just go to the admin panel and change the email there. So I'm going to, do this like that. Support at, theme to html.com. Okay? And I'm going to right click so I can remove the hyperlink. And that does not end in a number, so I'll just drag it all the way down. Okay? And what else? Last thing on the end is this really, connection.php. So last thing I really need to care about. Okay? Now, I can ignore the file rules and the database rules because they're arbitrary. It's like if you had those things, you could use them, but you don't. And that's too complex to even explain. We barely ever do anything with those. It's a passing thought we had back in the old days, but it's for such, specific usage that we never have really even taught people about them. So don't worry. It's just the idea that after every installation, you can have this go in and make a change to some cell in some database. Okay, literally it can follow SQL query rules, but never mind. Zip file, and it could even do something like rename connection.php to something else when it's all done. That could be a file rule as opposed to a database rule. So the only other things I need are what's the zip file and the SQL file. Well, in this case, I'm only installing the one template. I'm not cycling or anything. It's just the one. Okay. So these are the only 2 things I'm going to install for all of them. So this is going to be the zip file for all of them. That's going to be the SQL file for all of them. We built these copy paths to make it easy to do that for Excel. Hit copy path and it copied it. It's telling you what it is up here. You don't need to deal with it. Just come over here and paste it. See that? You know it's right because it's the .zip under zip file. What about the SQL file? Same thing now. See the SQL file? Copy path. It told you it changed. Paste. Double check. Good. Highlight. Drag it down. All right, guys. Now let me ask one more time. Honestly, if I was not explaining what I was doing, how hard is this? There's the top level domain. There's the specific domain we're going to install to. Here's our list of the subdomains we created for all those different cities. We're doing random database user and name, and we numbered it at the beginning, 0101, dragged it down. We just made it longer, more random. We pasted in our zip and SQL. You guys saw that. we created our user pass and security key from the same information we used in the first place for the panels, right? Because we're going to maintain control of it all until guys buy or rent. Then we'll just go into their panel and make the changes for them. We just drag down the email address. We drag down connection.php because that will be the name of the file every single time. How long did this take? 5 minutes? Do you know that we're done? Except all we have to do is just let this thing run. I could go take a shower while it runs. Here's how it works. Click the top item over here, A1. It will be the word server. Watch out. Sometimes you wind up like this, right? And you don't notice. And you think that's the first thing. But no. You want to get the whole array. So we're going to grab the very first thing on this end. And then scroll down. Hold down the shift key. Grab the very last thing on this end. So we got the whole array complete with the rules, the header row that says what everything is. We're just going to copy it. We're going to come here, go back to our bulk installation, batch installation, right click, paste. Doesn't matter if you paste in plain text or not, just hit paste. Looks kind of weird, right? Don't worry about it. Just hit process data. Come all the way to the side. See what it's saying? It's verified that it can do these jobs one after the next. Okay, it's verified all of them. So I'm going to hit start installation. Yep, I'm going to continue with it. Right click to the side. Scroll up. It's going. We're at 56 minutes and 35 seconds complete with all the explanations and stuff. So 1 hour, okay? And now I'm done. I can go to bed and wake up in the morning. It'll just be done. I can go to lunch or dinner, or watch a movie, or hang out with my friends, or go hike up a mountain. I am installing 100 websites right now. If I was doing it for paid clients or whatever, paying clients, I mean, this is the work, okay? So when the work is this simple, how much would you charge for it? Whatever you want. Because once you get the website up for that guy in Chicago, you just go into the global variables in his panel. Change them to his business bits of information. Company name, address, city, state, zip, right? Phone number, SMS number, email. Then what? Change the password so you can give it to him. So now he's responsible for it. Download his feed file after you make all the changes, just so you have the backup for him. So you can look like a hero when he screws up his website, and you can tell him not to worry and just upload that feed file to restore everything so he's back on track again. Talk about awesome. What would you charge? Since it's this simple, that's the world that we're in. You want to see one of these right now? New York is done. Let's just go look at it, right? Local. Okay. Now, keep in mind, HTTPS will take a bit to kick in possibly. So, New York, I might get like a warning saying it's not secure. Right. That's because I just created it. It takes a couple of minutes to go in. There you go. We're going to New York. It's secured. And it's installed. And that's the point. I would log into the admin panel for this one here. And this admin panel is the one for New York. So I can control this for that guy. And if I go to another subdomain where I installed to for some other guy, like Houston, that is totally, I mean, it might look the same, right? But watch, Control V. Okay? It looks the same, but it's not. It's that guy's website. Totally that guy's website. And when I go in there and make the changes to stuff, you know, and it'll affect the Google map or whatever else I have attached in here, whatever I enabled, then yes, it'll say Houston, the Google map will be showing downtown Houston or his address, his exact address, whatever you updated. Whereas in the other one, New York, it's showing the Google map for New York and the New York information for that guy. Okay, so if they want to get their own website link like Houston HVACexperts.com, they can forward it right to that URL. And it will work. When people visit their URL, it will come right here. The people will never see this URL. They'll only see his URL. And everything they click on will stay right in his site. And it'll be perfect. And he'll love it. And it's awesome. And this will be like way better than the website he already had. Okay? So this is the reason for getting these things. And that's why you want to go and do this, right? When you come here and get this, this is the power you bought. It is part of your $995 package. Okay? The last of it is the VAR sheet installer access you get. Because guess what's even cooler than creating 100 websites on your cPanel? Being able to update all of them for SEO. You can get your SEO guy, and whoever's paying you for SEO, you add that one to the list, and you can run that through VAR sheet installer to make updates automatically for all your guys. Minute SEO instead of monthly SEO. Yes, that's part of the package too. Okay? Totally worth it. And when you go full Beauty and Beast takeover, you've got 10. Why do 10? I'll tell you why do 10. Let me just show you. Denver HVAC experts. I don't care. Okay? If you have one website, you can show up here organically. But if you want to be more than one of these results, one website doesn't do it. You need to have one and another one, another one, another one, another one, another one, so that you can start shoving these guys to page 2. Because you've got a better website than them. We can strengthen them. We can do SEO on them cheaper than these guys can do. They might be paying $2,500 a month for their SEO. You can do SEO with your eyes closed and outrank them eventually. So you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different clients in the same city paying you however much you're charging down plus however much you're charging per month. Okay? And you could, as soon as one guy starts running one of the websites and you see that one of your other websites is ranking for a keyword, offer him a deal to get on 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 more of your 10 websites. Easy upsell. Why not? If he's showing up on one of the keywords, you got to show up, or on the front page for a keyword, you got to show up more times for that keyword. And that goes for every next keyword and every next keyword and every next keyword. He could be up there for all kinds of things. HVAC repair, right? Again, you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different websites of yours showing up here on the front page. But you have to have more than one website to show up more than one time for a single keyword. All right, guys, I did it. 100 installations in an hour. You see what's going on? This thing's all totally on its own. Look at this, look at this, look at this. It's just going and going and going, right? What's the last one I did? El Paso. And just in case you're curious, EL-PASO. Well, by the way, what if I had 10 websites? Could I be cycling them through on the installations on my website? Yeah, I could literally be cycling through 10 templates on this one website. Or I could get 10 different websites and then just use each one on its own. Totally up to you what you want to do. Google doesn't even have a preference. Okay? It's just creating variety, making variety exist. So all of this gets to be about your El Paso guy now, because we can go into the El Paso administrator, right? And we can change that to the guy there who's running the El Paso website. Yeah, all this stuff is like so new because I just put it up. There you go. And then when I log in there, I can change it to that El Paso guy who's going to start running it now, or who bought it, you know. So you're never doing work for guys until they buy or rent. But you just put all this stuff up because it's going to start letting Google know it's there. Google starts getting to know it's there. And you get to start ranking them. And then you get to even look at visitor tracking if you included that, so that you can see where the traffic's hitting first, second, third. Get anyone to contact the companies. Now, do you really need to go that far? Do you have to do it on your own? No. You can use our robo-texting option and we'll robo-text your sales for you. Okay? Very simple. Whatever you do, get in the game. Okay? That's the point. $9.95 gives you this power and it's unlimited. Could you install 1,000 websites? Yeah, it would just take you 10 times as long as these are taking you right now. By the way, how far are we? Just curious. Yeah, what do you think? 20 to 25% probably? Something like that? Yeah, isn't that insane? So then if you had 1,000 installations, you bought them for $1 each. And if you have access to the Varsheet installer, you can control all of them rapidly, just in minutes. You'll never need to log into a single cPanel to make changes to anything. Okay, that's a different topic. There you go. There's your hour video explaining how to install 100 websites. Hope you find it interesting, and I hope you guys get in and get going. By the way, if you don't know how to get access at all, go to Get Trial, okay? Like maybe you're just catching on, gettrialleads.com, okay? And then you're going to get access. Come on down. Enter your name, email, city, state, country. Okay, we just need this for our, we're registered in Washington State, so anything we sell, we have to know your city and your state. Rest of it's just for staying in touch, making sure that we get your stuff installed where it goes. Coupon code, you need one. If you do not have one or know where one is, use mine because you would need to. Lowercase e 971 A7F. Okay, so that would be the coupon code you would use. Okay, paste. And after you enter these, just take get access. Okay, that brings you here. And there's a lot of stuff here. There's stuff for free. There's stuff you can buy. It's all awesome. The piece I'm just showing you now, there are two options for it. One is this, where you order the dream template. Whatever most beautiful or interesting template you want will do for you. That's that one that we've been talking about. And then this is $79.95. It's 10 for the price of 8. We handle the whole template generation, the admin panel conversion, and we create content for it and set it up for you so that it's so easy for you to operate. All you'll adjust from there really is global variables. And then anything beyond that is just whatever else you might want to do with it. But it'll already work. It'll already be sellable and companies can already use it just the way it is. Totally cool. And if you're doing it for yourself, you can canvas your marketing. All of those subdomains, of course, what are they good for now? Well, if it was just one company and I can operate nationwide in that one company, right? Then I don't need to go change the company information to other people's for all those different things. Wherever it was. Here somewhere. El Paso, right? I can just be me. Okay? I can have variables talking about we service you in El Paso. We service El Paso residents, right? And there you go. But it can all be specifically for me. How's that? All right. Hope you found this interesting.